Well, it looks like Planned Parenthood, Planned Parenthood, the organization that, what's her name? Margaret Sanger founded, and she was very much into genocide of blacks. Do the research and look it up. Planned Parenthood is very appalled by the racism of Donald Trump. There's something going around right now. It's a petition online that says, "Is this America?" And it's very serious, very sad. And the online petition, which is, well, it's not really a petition, it's just something that's signed by a number of wonderful individuals and organizations. But here's what it reads, and this is clearly to portray Donald Trump as a Nazi. Here's what it reads. "We grieve the many lives that have been lost or painfully transformed in recent weeks through extreme acts of violence." That's in a fairly small font, but then in a bold, much bigger font, it says, "And we are appalled by the surge of divisive rhetoric that sows the seeds of more violence to come." Then in small font, it says, "A dangerous tide of hatred, violence, and suspicion is rising in America, whether aimed at Arab and Muslim Americans, women, and the places we seek healthcare, black people, immigrants, and refugees, or people just going about their daily lives. This tide is made more dangerous by easy access to guns." The petition, needless to say, does not show any information about the demographics of who's committing so-called gun violence. Now in a big font it says, "When has hate ever led to progress? Is this really what we want America to be? We are better than this." And then it says, "Donate now." And among the people, there's a pledge, and of course we know the pledge is just a little ploy to get donations, but it says, "We call upon our politicians, leaders, and the media to stop the spread of hate and division, and we pledge to stand with any community that is targeted by hateful rhetoric and violence. Please sign on to pledge your support." And then it gives you sign the pledge, and of course those things, and they do them on the right too, is just a way to really get your money. But it's a real who's who of, the political equivalent of the Creature Cantina, just going down there. First of all, the one that you really have to see, Cecile Richards, Planned Parenthood Federation of America. Boy, with enemies like that, who needs friends? But I'm just going to go through and pull out a few names. I don't know who. Rashad Robinson, Color of Changes, it sounds familiar. Linda Sarsour, Arab American Association of New York and Empower Change, SEIU. Robert B. Reich, as Rush Limbaugh says, former U.S. Secretary of Labor. So I guess that gets the 4'3" contingent in. Emily's List, the Ms. Foundation for Women, Cornell William, oh no, I'm getting that confused with Cornell West. Cornell William Brooks, NAACP, I've never heard of them. AFSCME, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees. Annie Leonard of Greenpeace, not to be confused with Annie Lennox. Van Jones, president of Dream Corps, or Dream Corps, as Barack Obama would say. Richard Cohen, the Southern Poverty Law Center. If you ever want to have some fun, look at the things. Who's that guy? He's not actually Jewish, he's half Jewish on his father's side. I can't remember the name of the scam artist who runs Southern Poverty Law Center, but he has a beautiful house in Montgomery, Alabama, and there's some interesting things about molesting his stepdaughter. Morris Deeds. Just Google Morris Deeds molesting stepdaughter. The Sierra Club. I don't know what V-Day is, but I imagine it has nothing to do with victory in a war. Terry O'Neill, National Organization for Women. I've heard that name. Blah, blah, blah. Judith Brown, spelled the same way as Jackson Brown. Oh, of course. The Jewish Council on Urban Affairs. You can bet that the food is not kosher there. Jennifer and Peter Buffett and Pamela Schiffman, Novo Foundation. I don't know, it's spelled the same way as Warren Buffett. Is it? No, it might be spelled the same way as Jimmy Buffett. Scratch that one. If it's two T's in Buffett, I don't remember. Mark Morial, National Urban League, the former disgraced New Orleans mayor. Was he disgraced or did he just, I don't remember, get term limited or something? Sarita Gupta, Jobs with Justice. She might have been in my Harvard class, that class of 93. Do I know her? I don't remember. Stacy Long Simmons, National LGBTQ Task Force. Of course, don't ask her how the LGBTQ STFU WTF crowd is treated in these Muslim countries. No. Oh, Nihad Awad, from the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, the front group for the Muslim Brotherhood. Mark Ruffalo, the has-been actor. Bradley Baychuk, Media Matters for America. Indian People's Action, Michael Lynn Hawk. Don't ask him about the forced prostitution when Muslims get involved in Native American lives. Up there, Leslie Gable, Brett, Lambda Legal. Mazen Mokhtar, the Muslim American Society. A real crew here. Okay, you get the point. You can go look at this at wearebetterthanthis.com. Oh, one more. Ben & Jerry's, go figure. Oh, and Gloria Steinem. There might be some interesting ones on the, maybe some child molesters or whatever. No, I don't see Gary Glitter on here. No, a bunch of nobodies. Win Without War. Ben Cohen, isn't that the same guy in Ben Jerry's? Oh, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield. They get on there twice. Jewish Voice for Peace, Stephanie Fox. Yeah, you can imagine what that is. That's probably the so-called rabbi in a bow tie and a whiny voice like this, talking about the Palestinians on Yom Kippur. Cenk Uyghur, the Young Turks. Always nice to name your dumb little YouTube channel on a genocide against Armenians, of a political movement that is associated with the death of 1.5 million Armenians. And you're not young either, by the way. You're older than I am, and I'm not young. You're in your late 40s. Muslim Democratic Club of New York, The Usual Suspects, Art Not War. Ruth Messenger, the has-been politician in New York. Eve Ensler, behind the vagina monologues. This is really a who's who. I don't see like stupid athletes like Reggie Bush on here yet, but they may be further lower on this. I'm doing your work. You don't have to go to this. I'll do it. No, just a bunch of nobodies. Yeah, of course, there's an interfaith organization. Oh, the Oregon Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. Yeah, I'm sure that really goes well with Defense of Islam. Yeah, right. National Organization of Women. I think we saw someone from there earlier. All right. I'll get one more name I know, and then we'll call it a day. But I'm not seeing any. And this thing goes on for quite a while. I went to law school with the Matt Shapiro, New Jersey Tenants Association, but I don't think that's him. Probably a common name. He wouldn't have signed this anyway. I knew a Kelly Miller, too, but she's not involved in the Idaho Coalition Against Sexual and Domestic Violence. Besides, she's married. That wouldn't be her name. Letitia Alvarez. I might have gone to law school with her. Tennessee Immigrant Refugee Rights Coalition. Nah, I don't think so. I had a counselor at camp named Scott Miller once. I don't think that's him. David Swanson, rootsaction.org. He was a hockey player in my high school. That's definitely not him. I'm just looking for one more, then I'm going to call it a day here. But no. John Singleton, there you go. Boy, he's fallen. He's really low on this thing. He was the guy who did Boys in the Hood, and that was probably about 24 years ago at this point. Okay, that's it. Go look at this garbage if you want. wearebetterthanthis.com. But the point is, Planned Parenthood thinks Donald Trump is a racist, and that's why I chose the picture that I did.